insurance.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
May not need it for 10 or 15 years, but boy, when you have a problem or you need it, you wish you had it. But now, under most states, it's the law. You have to have insurance.
It is, and that's why you have to protect yourself. You know, when I was thinking it's funny when I hear someone say, "Well, why do I need all that insurance? I'm a safe driver." Well, you're not the one you have to worry about. It's the other people on the road who aren't safe drivers who don't have insurance. And so I see that a lot where someone is hit by someone that has no insurance. And then, I've had people with very severe injuries that for what they thought they would save a few dollars and say, I don't want uninsured motorist coverage. Mm-hmm. And so they're stuck. And so that does present a problem. So you got to take care of yourself and make sure you have enough insurance.
We are taking phone calls. If you have a question, if you've been in an accident, 502-276-2118, 502-276-2118. Karl Truman with law offices in both Jeffersonville and Louisville. We are telling you today, this is an advertisement because our little machine is down, so we want to clarify that. We want to hear from you, workers' comp, Social Security, disability. I had someone ask me, say, the census forms. Do I have to fill out the census forms? And I said, I think you do. Now, I've had several people ask me that. I don't know if they need all that. I think it's the law.
I don't know.
I think it's the law. They'll come knock on your door, but I just thought that was interesting.
I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm not an expert on it, but I tend to think that I don't think you're legally required. Obviously, it's very much encouraged, but I hear commercials on the radio sort of, in a sense, begging and pleading with people to do it, which makes me think...
Well, no, we had someone with the Census Bureau, and they said it's tough to enforce, but they'll show up at your house at 11 o'clock at night to get a form. They'll have workers do that.
But can you get in trouble if you don't?
I don't know.
Either way, just do it.
But you'll get in trouble if you don't have insurance on your car. We talked about that. Now, Julie, I want to point out a situation with Julie recently, and we've talked about this in some emails.
I'll tell you if it's accurate after he said
you had something hit your windshield and break your windshield. Yep. So when that happens, and you got a $500, $600, $700 windshield, I don't know how much it costs to put one in these days. Luckily, I haven't had one. But does insurance cover that when you have a cracked windshield, or if you see a state truck and some rocks hit you, or what? How does that work?
Well, saying state truck, that opens a whole different can of worms.
Or any kind of truck.
If you can directly tie that rock, coming from that truck, then sure, if you can catch them or get their license number, maybe it'll make a claim. Otherwise, something like that, if it just flies up off the road from a tire or something, then you just have to go through your own collision coverage, and there may be a deductible or something on that.
Well, actually, fortunately for me, what I was told by my insurance company is in the state of Kentucky with windshields, they will cover that with no deductible. But the issue was, of course, the dealer wanted to replace it with their windshield. That's where the conflict came in. The insurance company didn't want to cover the cost of the dealer's windshield, but they wanted to use their own third-party company, saying that it's the same glass. The dealer doesn't make their own. They just put a sticker on it. And it actually became a little battle between the two.
Well, now you got to be careful on that, because sometimes some of the insurance companies will want them to use aftermarket parts, which are not the same as the original equipment from the manufacturer. For example, if you look inside on a fender, there are what's called crumple zones in a fender, and it's designed to absorb the impact. So if you're in a crash, these crumple zones will absorb the impact. There have been foreign-made aftermarket parts that body shops and insurance companies were making people use that don't have those same safety features built in. So now you've totally changed the structural design of the car by not using real original equipment parts.
Well, okay, that's the reason he is Karl Truman, because he knows the little details. You can get a hold of Karl. It's pretty easy. 1-800-ACCIDENT. 1-800-ACCIDENT or TrumanLaw.com. TrumanLaw.com. He is with us every Tuesday. This is an advertisement. He has offices in both Jeffersonville and Louisville. Medical malpractice, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury law. And I'm thinking, we've talked about don't use your text phone going down the road, and I'm seeing accidents online. People do that. But with spring rains coming up, there's going to be a lot of people driving in, may not be used to a lot of rain. You're going to see accidents. Any advice you have for people outside of slow down and know the roads are slick?
That's the big thing, just be careful, leave plenty of time, as always, any type of hazardous condition. Something else that we talked about on the last show, we had a caller asking about medical malpractice and, tying that in with the insurance, health insurance, and I forget how the email told me that I needed to change my ways.
Oh, right.
Okay. Tort reform, I believe it was, or something.
Yeah, well, I don't like the term tort reform because it's tort deform, because it's taking away, it's not adding. But, you know, I have something that I've put together that for those people who really feel that, oh, there should be caps on medical malpractice, a part of that, this is what I call a do-it-yourself tort reform release. You know, if you want to go to the doctor and you truly believe this, take this with you and you can fill this out. Why wait for the government to do it? If you really believe it, why wait for the government? Just fill it out and say, "Dear doctor," fill in the name of the doctor. "My child, age blank, is in your office today. You will perform the following medical procedures. Could be surgery, anesthesia, medical exam, emergency medical treatment. I'm worried about the high cost of health care and have been told your malpractice insurance is too expensive for you to maintain your normal lifestyle and business profit. Because of my concern for the profit margin of the medical profession and the insurance industry, if you do any of the following, such as break the rules that doctors are to follow, kill my child by mistake or inattention, forget to give the right medications, misdiagnose or mistreat a disease, accidentally burn my child, mistakenly amputate an arm or a leg, or fall asleep on the job, I hereby give up my right and my child's right to hold you responsible for a lifetime of pain and injury to my child by agreeing to, number 1, never sue you for your mistake, limit the compensation for my child's lifetime of pain and suffering to only $250,000. For example, if my child is now 3 years old, that would be about $3,300 a year for the rest of her life. On behalf of my child, living or dead, I accept your apology for your mistake as enough compensation for my child. Signed by the parent. I knowingly sign away my child's legal right to enforce competent medical care. Now, how many of those who advocate will sign this?
Yeah.
I challenge the people who say we need medical malpractice limits to take this and sign it before they go to the doctor.
I think there's been some legislation over the years for frivolous lawsuits. These are lawsuits that are just filed errantly, and some of the charges have to be reversed, so those have stopped. And I don't think there's...
Who defines frivolous?
To me, well, I'm not going to say about the hot coffee one, but to me, coffee's hot. You drink it and you burn yourself. You know it's hot.
Well, we can talk about that case if you want to. If you want to talk about the McDonald's,
I don't want to open up a can of worms there, but I understand. I'm not saying something's frivolous.
But you make a good point with that.
I know Carl's ethical. He has offices in both Chelsea and Louisville. He's here every Tuesday. We want to tell the Bar Association that our computer's down again, and we can't put this as an advertisement up here. But I want you to bring that letter back. I want to talk about that some more next week. Can we do that? I think it's good. I think it's good.
Absolutely.
But it gets your attention.
It does, because at first I wasn't quite sure what you were doing with it, but you were making a point, and I get it. So.
No, Karl Truman with us every Tuesday, Louisville Live.